guys, it's Casey, and yes, the red lip is back. I feel like I can rock it now that it's end of September, and I just got out of the dunk tank, and I thought I'm going to do a full face of makeup and film a video, because I'm soaking wet and just got out of the dunk tank. So yeah, good day. So for this week's video, I wanted to do something that I have wanted to do for a long time, and that is a Leopard Gecko care video. This is Kona. He's a little sassy with me right now. He is my 3-year-old leopard gecko. Here's a little picture of him. He is my 3-year-old leopard gecko, and a lot goes into taking care of him, so I thought I would do a really quick video on that. I've wanted to do one for a while, so let's get into the video. Alright guys, so the first thing you need to know is, one, I am not a herpetologist. A herpetologist is someone who is a exotic animal specialist that deal with rabbits, birds, reptiles, turtles, amphibians. I just want to start off by saying that I'm not a herpetologist. I'm not claiming to be an expert on lizards or reptiles. This video is something that I wanted to do because I wish that I had watched a video like this before I got him, because things happened that I learned along the way and felt like I should share with you guys. I've had him 3 years. There's been a lot of things that I've learned since getting him. So yeah, I just wanted to put that out there and say that I'm not a professional. I'm not claiming to be a professional. I'm not trying to be a professional. These are just things that I've learned along the way. The first thing is, do your research on the gecko or leopard gecko you want. Choose a breeder. And I'm all for adopt, own, shop. Choose a breeder, choose a place. Please guys, do not buy reptiles or any animal of substance from PetSmart or Petco. Now, I love PetSmart and Petco. I shop there. I buy a lot of my hamsters' food there and my bird food, and that's great. Do not buy animals from there. They are not treated well. They are not taken care of properly. And it can just lead to a lot of issues. I did get him from one of those stores, and the first thing that I learned is that he was riddled with parasites, and I learned that 2 weeks, which was about a couple days after the warranty on him expired, but they lived up to their end, so thank you for that. But he was riddled with parasites, and it was a lizard-to-lizard parasite, so within 2 weeks of getting him, he had to go to the vet for like 2 days and get medicine. But do your research. That's the most important thing that I can tell you guys, is do your research, because these animals are not for everyone. Having a reptile is a lot of work. So just do your research ahead of time. They need an under the tank heater. I was told they did not. They absolutely need it under the tank heater. And they need a tank that's at least 20 gallons long, which is different than a standard 20 gallon. They need a 20 gallon long tank, which is longer this way and shorter on top. They do not climb. I do have levels in my tank where he can go on things. I have a big rock that he can climb up if he wants to be up high. He has a log that he can kind of lay on. He has a rock formation, and he has a little hammock that he can lay on if he wants to be above ground. The log, he can go in, and same with the rock formation, there's a little hole in it that he can sit in if that's what he wants. So under the tank heaters are fully necessary. It helps aid in their digestion and helps them digest their food. On to food, they can eat pinkies. I do not feed mine pinkies. I feed him a alternating diet of mealworms and crickets. Now, if crickets are not something that you are all for, you can do mealworms. They are easier, and I just do a combination of both because you should mix up their diet. They can also eat superworms and waxworms sparingly. That is a treat. He gets a waxworm like twice a year, I think, because they're very high in fat, and yeah, and they're harder for them to digest. So they just, I feed. When you start out as a baby, they need to eat a lot, and as they get older, they don't need to eat as much. He eats every other day. He eats about 5 to 6 mealworms every other day. Some of you might say that's too much. He seems to do totally fine. He has done totally fine with that diet, and he does great. 2, you need to be very aware of MBD, which is metabolic bone disease. It is very common in these lizards if they're not taken care of properly. My leopard gecko has it. He has the starting stage of it, which has been halted because when I got him, I was not informed that you need to change his UVB light every 6 months. So there went about 2 years without changing it. And this past year, I've changed it out twice. And I take him to the vet about every 6 months, and they said that he's doing great. It is getting better. You cannot fully reverse it. You can just kind of pause it and make it a little better. But they say that he's on a really good track, and he will be totally fine and live a normal life. 3, make sure that this is an animal that you want, because they live about 25 to 30 years. I have met leopard geckos that are 27 years old, and I'm 28. So they were alive. There you go. They were alive shortly after I was. So they are an animal that needs a legitimate commitment, more than even a dog. But they need a commitment. You know, you're in it for the long haul. These animals are not a quick in and out thing. They live a long time, like parrots. So you're in it for the long haul. I did the math, and if he lives to be about 20, I'll be almost, I got him at 25. Yeah, 25, so I'll be like 45, 46 if he lives that or longer. So I've got him for most of my life. So it is something you need to keep in mind when looking at reptiles. A lot of reptiles live 20 plus years. So definitely that is something you need to consider when looking at reptiles and when picking out one. Is training. Now, leopard geckos do have a tendency to be a very easy lizard on a scale because all they need is a heat light, a UVB, and a heat lamp. An under tank heater. They are really, really easy. But they are I totally lost my train of thought. Stupid hamster running around. When looking at your leopard gecko, look for certain things when you get them. Look for a fat tail, look for clear eyes, clear nose, and those are all very healthy signs of a really healthy leopard gecko. Those are things that I was told. And yeah, I mean, clear eyes, clear nose, nothing in their mouth dripping out, good fat tail. Handleability. Leopard geckos are not known to be the most handleable animals. They are very easy on the scale of keeping them going and things you need to look for. They're very easy. They're not the most complex reptile you can get. But if you want your lizard to come out and want to spend time with you, you just need to handle them. I know it's tricky when they're little. They can be feisty. I have copped a few hits off Kona a few times when he just hasn't felt like coming out. It's only been like twice. It's never hard. It's a little nip. It's just kind of like a warning shot, I should say. He hasn't done it since he's been like an adult lizard. It was always when he was little. But keep in mind that you do have to work with them. It's not going to be an instant tame animal. They are tameable. I've definitely tamed mine. I can hand him to people. I can give him to my mom. I can give him to anyone who comes over. And he's totally fine. He will not bite. He will not make any kind of sounds. And he's just a really good lizard. But I've worked with him for 3 years to be that way. I mean, I let him kind of settle in for a week and then was handling him because that's how they're going to learn. It's how they're going to become tame. So keep in mind that it takes time. Keep in mind that it is rewarding and they are handleable, and they do end up really, if you tame them right and treat them right, they do end up really enjoying coming out. I have a moment he pretty much meets me at the tank and is like, hey, what's up? Are you taking me out today? Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, depending on how late I get home and what he's doing. He's sleeping right now. He fell asleep pretty much as soon as I put him back in his cage. So keep that in mind. Cage requirements. You need a hot hide. You need a cool hide. And I have a hide in between the hot and cool side for him if that's where he likes to go. I also have hides he can hide under on the cool side and be on top of, and he can hide in on the hot side and be on top of if he wants to bask. They are not really basking lizards because they are nocturnal and they come from the deserts of Afghanistan and Iraq and Iran. And they said most of their days burrowed under sand. So they enjoy a myriad of things. I keep him pretty well covered in the sense that he has places he can go if he doesn't want to be out, but he wants to be warm. If he doesn't want to be on the cool side, but, you know, he has in and out hides. And they do need a human hide because they do shed. They shed about once a month. And when they're little, they might shed more because they're growing, so keep that in mind. Now, the cool side should be about 20 degrees cooler than the hot side. My hot side right now is 90. The average is between 85 and 95, and I keep it smack at 90. I do not have a thing that, I mean, I have gauges in the tank, obviously, but I do not have a bulb that only gets so hot. I've just learned where to place it on his tank to keep it that 90 degrees consistently. I've just learned where to put it. Now, obviously, in the winter, you might need to move that somewhere else to get that heat. In the summer, it's pulled back because it's already naturally hot out, so it doesn't take as much to heat up his tank. His cool side should be about 20 degrees from that, so about 70 to 75. It should never go below 70. In the winter, it gets like 69, 68. That's a little too cold. I like to keep it at 70 constantly on that cool side. And if it dips to 78, that's fine, or 68, that's fine. I've read that it can go as low as 65 without really worrying about it. So those are the temperatures. The under tank heater is a must. Like I said earlier, it helps bring that high temperature up. Because before I got it, I could only get it to about 85 at max. At max, I could only get it to 85. So the under tank heater definitely adds heat to the tank and definitely helps with the humidity in the tank. Humidity is another thing you need to watch for. They need it to shed properly. And right now his humidity is about 45, and that's pretty standard. It should be between 30 and 40, I would say. And that's the temperatures. So he has a food dish and a water dish, and the water dish is big. He does like to lay in his water dish, which I find really funny. It helps relieve the shed off them, so sometimes he'll lay there. So those are some tips about leopard geckos. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. If you want to know more, leave a comment below. If you want me to do a pet haul where I show all my pets, leave a comment below. I hope you liked this video. If you did, once again, give it a thumbs up and subscribe and hit the notification bell. And I will see you guys next time. Bye!